One of the best things that I ever do is go home to my family. And I know that as a business professor, I know I shouldn't say that. I know that that is taboo to openly speak that I like to hang out with my family and friends. I know it's taboo because it's not work. And I should be, at least the theory goes, enthralled to work all of the time. And if I'm not enthralled to work all of the time, that must mean that I am a problem. That must mean that I don't fit in. I'm not a serious scholar. I shouldn't be in the game. Um, any number of different things. But I'm going to tell you this, despite the fact that there is some rewards with what I actually do in terms of my career and just being able to talk to people sometimes or think about things sometimes. I love hanging out with my family and friends. And I know that sounds like Rudy poo poo kind of stuff, but it's equally as important or more important to me than any number of things that happen in my career and the opportunities that I get or the amount of work that I have. I'm always, no matter what, going to make room for my family and friends. And ultimately, I know that that's not something that I should talk about, but it is the reason why I do the things that I do is to get time to spend with them, to get time where sometimes I'm even on my own and I think about all these kind of moments that define who I am. It's rarely the moments that I'm sitting in front of my office, in front of my computer. In fact, I would say it's never. I cannot think of any moment that really terribly mattered to me, um, other than maybe an epiphany where I'm walking. Uh, but you know, all of that stuff where I'm sitting in front of a computer and working and trying to accomplish things and getting things done, or, all of the things on the quite big list of all of my accomplishments, all that kind of stuff, it really doesn't matter to me. The only thing that matters to me is very much so um, my family and friends. I I think it's the most important thing in my life. And I will always make time for that. There will never be moments where I will prioritize work over on top of hanging out with my kids unless there's nothing I can do. But my top priority is always my family. And if you ever feel like those moments where that's not important or, watching a movie with your family is you're thinking like that is not important or any number of different things. And your family is broadly, it could be just you where you are sort of discovering this at this moment, um, or, where you've got, a core group of friends and that's your family. That stuff is important. And anybody that ever prioritizes or says that work is more important than any of that stuff, they don't know what they're talking about. They're out to lunch. If if my wife or my kids grew sick, I would drop everything and go. And there would be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I would negate my entire career. I would do everything. And I'm just thinking about that as I was going home, and that how lucky I am to have that, where it's the most important thing to me, period. And that took, I'm going to tell you this right off the get-go, is that took a lot of work. That's not something that happened overnight. It required many years of prioritizing family and friends over work. It's not something that is natural, particularly within the working world, where so easy to push away things where you're building connections or saying hi or sitting in front of the TV, playing a video game with your family and friends, going for a walk, whatever it is, playing volleyball, whatever it is. All of those things are easy to push away because that's not work. That's not important. And yet these are the moments that actually define everything about who we are later on. I want you to remember that despite the fact that the messages that you're ever going to get is that you should work all of the time, and that if you're not working all of the time, you're not good. That's not the message that I think anybody that has built any substantial relationship will ever say. It's just, I'm sorry for all of those who are listening that know me, that is more, it's a more personal thing or a work thing. I'm just sorry. It's just not going to happen. My family and my friends are always more important. And I think that's just such an important thing for me to understand. And at the end of the day, I was looking at the clock, and I was making that decision. Should I stay late? Should I work more? And I thought, no, it's critically important for me to be around my family and say no, despite the fact that I've got demands that are sitting there that I need to get to. There's still a few more hours worth of work to do, but it is the only reason why I do the things I actually do. And so I need to prioritize that and take a step back and say, I'm just not going to get to where I need to get to today or wanted to get to. And I'm going to prioritize my family and friends and drop all of that work stuff for a bit until I actually get to it. And it's a hard lesson to learn, but it's the most important lesson. Work does not matter compared to the people that I want to spend the rest of my life. All right, take care and have a wonderful day.